it's really just been a wet day. We know we've already seen some of those storms moving through our area.
Yeah, Zane, the weather could have been a factor for that accident. We actually had some pretty decent storms that passed by us here in Augusta just about an hour and a half or so ago, and they were producing some very heavy rain, a lot of lightning, and even some wind with them. Those are now impacting areas up towards the lake at the moment, but we do have a first alert in effect for every single county. We're expecting multiple rounds of heavy downpours over the next 24 hours, and that is going to bring a flood risk across the region. So I want to give you a heads up for it. Make sure that you're keeping those drains and gutters clear as much as possible. We potentially could see an additional 2 to 3 inches of rainfall, and maybe even a little bit more than that in a few isolated areas. A good recipe for rain. We got a stalled front over the region, the sea breeze front just moving in, colliding with that, and providing pretty widespread rain at the moment across the area. You can see a good batch of storms impacting Wilkes and Lincoln County up towards Clarksville Lake. For us here in Augusta, we're kind of in between the downpours, but notice how the coverage of rain starting to expand behind those thunderstorms north of us. We're likely going to see rain coverage just kind of fill in those gaps for the next several hours as that sea breeze front continues inland, and we just see a collision course of more outflow boundaries. So our in-house model here doing a pretty good job, I think, of just showing the rain coverage really amplifying as we get towards sunset, and really just seeing good rain chances lingering up and towards midnight, maybe even a little bit later than that in a few spots. So that's why we did the first alert in effect. Make sure you are staying weather aware. Heading into our Thursday, looks to be another good bet to see rain at some point during the day. Most likely not an all-day rain event, but you have the chance for maybe an early shower. I would say your rain chances are much higher late into the afternoon, especially early evening, as we see the collision again of that sea breeze just set up an area of very heavy rainfall. And that's where we have to monitor the potential for some flooding. Heading into our Friday, it looks like the rain chances do go down some. We're expecting a backdoor cold front to arrive Friday afternoon, and that is going to help lower our rain chances a little bit more into the weekend, and thankfully keep our high temperatures below average over the next several days. But remember, for tonight and tomorrow, there is a slight flood risk. So this is a level 2 out of 4 on our scale here. That flood risk does go down, though, as we head in Friday into the weekend. Take a look at this. Some impressive rain totals on our in-house model here, showing some spots likely getting over 3 inches. Not necessarily guaranteed for everybody, but it looks like a good bet, 1 to 2 inches area wide, and then we'll see those just kind of sweet spots set up to where maybe we could get over 3 inches. So I want to make sure you have our First Alert weather app downloaded. This will send you those alerts in case you're placed underneath a flood advisory, or maybe even just a special weather statement for a storm passing through your county. So a good tool to have in your back pocket, and you can also keep an eye on these storms yourself with our interactive radar, and that's where you're going to have access to that Harlem radar site, only accessible through our weather app there at WRDW First Alert Weather. Our Thursday, Friday temperatures are going to stay below average. Luckily, high temps not making up to 90 the next couple of days, so that is a blessing. With the high rain chances and cloud cover, does keep those temps just a little bit below average for us. Here's a look at the 7-day. We are expecting rain chances to still be with us this weekend, but likely just a little bit less than what we're seeing out there today. Those high temps, though, staying close to 90 through next week.
Riley, thank you. Let's talk